I'd like to welcome everyone to Willis ISD's District Dynamics for September 9th, 2015. I'm your host, Superintendent Tim Harkrider. Thank you for joining us. We're off to a great start for the 15-16 school year. We have had an incredible first 2 weeks of school and are excited to welcome over 7,000 students for the first time in Willis ISD history. As of the 10th day of classes, our enrollment stood at 7,124 Wildcats, and that is a number just a tiny bit below, about 50 students below our demographic projections for this year. And it's just exciting time for our school district, and to welcome this many students is it's good stuff. Technology is essential to prepare our Wildcats for today's digital environment. With that in mind, we honored one of our own in August who plays a critical role in our digital transformation of instructional practices. Recognized across the district as a dedicated, tech-savvy problem solver, Stephen Shannon was named Willis ISD's MVP for August. Stephen is the Senior Information Technology Manager, leading the hardware, server network, and infrastructure for the district. He programs and maintains databases and student information connections, in addition to serving as a resource for teachers and administrators on the latest technology available. Stephen is a invaluable asset to my team. He is a homegrown product from Willis ISD. Went to school here at Willis his entire life, and his family is here. And he's good folks, and we appreciate his hard work and dedication. And I thought you couldn't find a better MVP than Stephen Shannon. And now, new for this year is our move from a 6 weeks to a quarter or approximately 9-week grading system. In addition, all grade reports will be delivered electronically. Parents will access grades, progress reports, attendance, report cards, and more online through our parent portal or the new Willis ISD mobile app. And we decided to go to this quarter system. It kind of slows things down a little bit. Nothing really changes with our UIL students who are UIL. In order to have eligibility, their grades are checked after the first 6 weeks, and then every 3 weeks after that. That will be the only caveat that will be a little bit on a monitoring end for us, but the 9 weeks kind of slows things down. We're not turning over quite so fast. And with that change, our grading policy changed. We had 6 daily grades last year and 2 major grades. Now with our new grading policy, it will be 9 daily grades and 4 major grades. And I think it'll be an opportunity for us to kind of get an extended look at kids before a grading period and see a larger body of work. And with this change, we felt it was important to provide parents with more ways to keep up with their child's progress. Last year, we rolled out our Willis ISD app. This year, we added a component to that, or actually a couple components. One of those is student information component, where you can check your child's grades, attendance, you can set alerts, you can receive notifications, you can check a cafeteria balance, and there's also a part of the app where you can add money to your child's cafeteria account. So it's kind of a one-stop shop that anything and everything Willis ISD is a click away on a free app. For those who want a larger, more traditional viewing screen, you can log on to the parent portal system from any computer or laptop. And in addition to giving parents more convenient access, we're also saving time, money, and resources by not printing thousands of grade reports every few weeks. Parents who still want a parent copy or don't have the resources to access the report digitally can contact their child's campus for assistance, and we'd be more than happy to make you a hard copy. And finally, as we kind of get going at the beginning of this year, we get our accountability ratings from the prior year. Very pleased that our school district and all campuses once again achieved the highest rating of Met Standard under the 2015 State Accountability System. We had a total of 8 academic distinctions at 5 different campuses. Last year, we had 2 campuses who received distinctions, so we improved that category, and we went from 5 distinctions last year to 8. And very proud of the hard work and dedication of our administrators, our teachers, and our students, and our support staff. It was an outstanding year, and the numbers validated that also. Our academic distinctions were awarded to our 5 campuses were Lynn Lucas Middle School for academic achievement in social studies, Parmley Elementary for academic achievement in reading ELA, and also for the top 25% for student progress, C.C. Hardy for academic achievement in science and top 25% of student progress, Turner Elementary for top 25% of student progress, Also like to point out that Turner was recently named a high progress school for their 2014 test scores. That is a huge accomplishment that is given to a certain amount of Title I elementary campuses in the state of Texas. I believe there were right over 300 that were recognized, and proud to say that Turner that is very prestigious company there. And our last distinction was Metter Elementary for top 25% in student progress and top 25% for closing the performance gaps. And I've said this many times, and I think a lot of superintendents do, that we aren't just about star scores. We do a whole lot more than just a few days of testing a year. But to kind of put it in perspective on the right track that we're on academically, we improved this last year in 21 out of 32 areas. And we're very proud of that. I think it shows that we are committed to improving instruction and also that we're on the right track. And it's just exciting to see our kids and teachers be successful and looking forward to greater things coming up in the future. These designations are awarded based on achievement in comparison with a group of 40 other Texas schools with similar demographics. So it's really an apples-to-apples comparison. And TEA did not award ratings or distinctions for elementary math this year. Overall, our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade math scores outgained the state average in all three areas, and I believe at 6th, 7th, and 8th, we were below in 2 categories. We were above the state average in another. So 4 out of 6 areas above the state average we're proud of, and we hope to make that number 6 out of 6 this next year when our math scores do count. We have a district-wide effort to create an ideal environment for each child to thrive, from teachers in the classroom to the bus drivers, child nutrition personnel, and all who work tirelessly to create the excitement that is Willis ISD. And we think we've got a great product and strong community support that is a big reason for our success. All of us are encouraged to focus each and every day on each and every student and to ask ourselves a very simple question: if this were my child, what would I do? And I think that's something that is extremely important. Every parent that sends us their children to school every day, that is the most important thing to them in the world, and we need to treat them just like that asset. In assessing student data and predictions of future growth, Willis ISD leadership commissioned a demographic study and created a long-term planning committee. In October of 2014, the committee consisted of 35 parents, community members, business owners, and district employees. The committee gathered input from the community on desired facilities and programs. They examined existing capacities, studied the demographic presentations on enrollment, and considered financial and tax implication. The goal was to recommend a cost-effective plan for enhancing facility and program growth focused on the future success of the students and community of Willis ISD. And they presented that proposal to my school board in July, and on August 12th, 2015, my board of trustees called for a $109.5 million bond election. And we'll be right back after a short break to go through everything that's included in that November 3rd bond election. We'll be right back.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
I'm Andrea Kolsky.
And I'm Heather Hall.
You may have heard of Justice Being Blind.
But what about being blonde?
In our show, Justice is Blonde, we talk about what's going on in Montgomery County, at the courthouse behind the scenes.
Hey, Andrea, don't forget about Harris County, too.
And honestly, Heather, nationwide, we cover it all.
Airing every Friday at 11 a.m., you can send in your burning questions to our email, justicesblonde.lonestar@gmail.com.
Or they can look us up on Facebook at Justice is Blonde.
Or they could even call in to the station at 936-647-3776. Although we are discussing the law, we're trying to keep it fun, and we have some awesome guests.
So tune in Friday for some legal fun, laughter, and an hour with the Blantourage.
How is pulmonary hypertension like a zebra. Doctors are taught when you hear hoofbeats, think horses, not zebras. They associate common symptoms with common ailments. Sometimes it's asthma, COPD, sleep apnea, obesity. But sometimes it's pH. The next time you hear hoofbeats, consider pulmonary hypertension. To learn more, visit sometimesitsph.org.
This is Holly Price, Events Manager with Children's Cancer Recovery Foundation. The foundation assists children under age 18 and their families who are facing the hardships of a cancer diagnosis. Our mission focuses on improving the mental, social, and emotional well-being of these families while helping to minimize the devastation that cancer can cause. Located in the Woodlands, Texas, we support families who often face financial difficulties through our Helping Hands Fund. The Helping Hands Fund provides emergency bridge payments directly to the utility companies and landlords, ensuring that each child has a warm, safe place to call home while recovering from cancer. For more information, you can contact us directly at 713-389-5544. You can also check out our upcoming events or make a donation by visiting our website at www.childrenscancerrecovery.org.
Welcome back to Willis ISD's District Dynamics for September 9th, and our second segment will center around our 2015 bond election. And I'm just going to kind of go through our frequently asked questions sheet that will be up on our website, and I think it's some very good information to share for those who are interested in the bond and those that are learning more about our bond. What is a school bond election? School districts must ask voters for permission to sell bonds to investors to raise money for capital projects. These can include new construction, renovation, or other improvements. Voters give the district permission to take out a loan to build and renovate and pay that loan back over an extended period of time. Bonds cannot be used for salaries or operating costs such as utility bills, supplies, building, maintenance, fuel, and insurance. Why did Willis ISD call for a November 3rd, 2015 bond election? Operating a school district effectively requires periodic assessment of facility conditions and space availability for students and programs. Willis ISD enrollment has grown by 21% since the last bond election in 2006. That we went from 5,700 students to 6,900 students in 2014. The district's demographer has projected continued growth over the next decade, included as many as 1,200 new students over the next 3 years. As of the 7th day of class in 2015, enrollment stood at 7,114 students. This number represents an increase of 283 students over the same day last year and 268 students higher than the last day of the 14-15 school year. And like I told you earlier, our demographic report was pretty much spot on as of October 31st, this was kind of the snapshot picture of where we were anticipating. And the bond election was called by the Willis ISD Board of Trustees to address enrollment growth and limited space availability for career and technical programs. Its purpose is also to provide funding for a variety of facility improvements across the district. And next is kind of the big piece of it is what all is going to be on that November 3rd ballot. And for a $109.5 million bond election, the following is a list of what will be included. First is a Career and Technology Education Center. It would be at $39.4 million. Anticipated completion would be fall of 2018. Willis High School offers numerous CTE, which Career and Technology Education programs. We have outgrown our current facilities as a result of the enrollment growth and increased demand for those programs. There are classes which quickly reach capacity and students who are not able to take the desired courses. The new CTE Center would have a 500 student capacity and provide space for expansion of existing programs, but we'd also add a few programs. Those would include culinary arts, cosmetology, and automotive. There would also be a cafeteria space here at this CTE Center in order for those students to be able to eat there as well. And this facility would be located back behind Willis High School on our auxiliary football field and back behind Brabham. We own about 50 acres back there, and that would kind of be the proposed spot of where this facility would be placed. Next is Willis High School would have renovations at about $5.1 million, anticipated completion date fall of 2018. We will be at or over capacity by 2018 at Willis High School, and that was one of the sentiments of the long-term planning committee and the school board was they wanted Willis to remain a one high school town for as long as possible. If you look at projections, that number as we get further out in the 2020 to 2024, we get up right over 3,000 students on projected enrollment. And the sentiment was to make some changes, enhance Willis High School, add capacity, but stay one high school as long as we possibly could. And as we move facilities and programs out of Willis High School, we could renovate spots in Willis High School to bring either more core classrooms in or put other programs there at the main high school campus. Next on the ballot would be a new 1,000-seat auditorium at Willis High School at $12.7 million. Anticipated completion also would be fall of 2018. We currently do not have an auditorium there on campus. Students have to travel to Lynn Lucas to use the district's auditorium facility there. Fine arts students are not able to practice performance-related skills on a regular basis. An on-site auditorium would facilitate more effective teaching and allow for hands-on application of technical skills not currently available. The seating at Lucas Auditorium accommodates 800 and is frequently overcrowded during district programs and performances, and a second auditorium will ease scheduling issues. And trying to schedule one auditorium in the spring is just, it's a nightmare. We have a very active high school fine arts program as well as two very active middle school fine arts programs. And space is extremely limited in time during the spring and even throughout the year for different programs. And so the auditorium would be located there at the current high school, foreseeably right now in the 830 parking lot or part of that parking lot, and we would add additional parking as well, and that way the fine arts programs could utilize the facility during the school day. Another item on the proposition is new Agricultural Science Center at $5.5 million, anticipated completion fall of 2018. We're the only district in the area that has no agricultural center for student use. Willis High School has an active agricultural program and FFA program and has been for many years. Participation is currently limited right now to students who have the resources to care for an animal. Having the ability to house animals on site would increase opportunities for student participation as well as enhance programs, including the vet tech classes. And as I have a PowerPoint that I'm going around and doing several speaking engagements throughout the district over the next 2 months. I believe we've got 24 scheduled right now. We have a PowerPoint that has several visuals that we'll get up on our website soon and should have an update for you at our next month's radio show. Another item is a Brabham Middle School expansion. When Brabham was built 7-8 years ago, it was built on that east side to expand by 250 students. That expansion would cost a total of $5.2 million. Anticipated completion fall of 2017. And the total enrollment, both middle schools would exceed capacity in 17. Classroom and other additions would increase the capacity there by 250 students. We'd also add a track and tennis courts because currently students who are on the tennis team or track team must be bused over to Lynn Lucas Middle School in order to practice for their events. And this would eliminate any need for busing as well as provide tennis courts and a track on the south side of our district for community members because we do keep those facilities open for those who want them right now at Lynn Lucas. New elementary campus that would be built on League Line Road where the district currently owns land. The district's demographics report indicate that Metter and Turner will be at or over capacity by 2016. And this would come at a price tag of $26.8 million. And we would either have that ready for fall of 18 or fall for 2019. We would kind of monitor enrollment and make sure 18 was the correct date. Otherwise, we'd have everything planned and try to have that up and running by 2019. But that's still we will monitor enrollment to make that decision. We also have drive improvements at 4 campuses. If you've ever been out front of Metter, Turner, Cannon, or Brabham at student drop-off or pickup time, it is just an absolute nightmare. And cars are stacked up on 75 in front of Turner, County Line Road at Cannon, and also on 830 at Metter and Brabham. We would extend the parent drop-off lanes, which we would take roughly 15 to 20 plus cars off of the main road into a turn lane. It kind of improves safety for all involved. It will not speed up the pickup or drop-off time frame. Unfortunately, I don't believe anyone has designed a process to speed it up, but it would give us additional space and provide a little bit more safety. Another project is field turf at Burton A. Yates Stadium. This is a synthetic artificial turf surface. It would reduce maintenance and operation costs and allow immediate use after inclement weather, and also for band and drill team use throughout the school year. And another item is land acquisition at $8.9 million. The land acquisition, first and foremost, would be to find a second high school site. Land is just being bought up left and right in Willis ISD, and we'd like to get on this process soon. We're actually looking at current sites as we speak, and finding that second high school site as well as some additional spaces is a big priority for us. And the last item is bond contingency money of $3 million. Every bond plan includes contingency funds to protect taxpayers against unforeseen conditions such as project complications, spikes in materials and labor costs. And the budgets for each of the items mentioned account for 9% inflation annually as construction often begins a year or more after the bond plan is developed. So that is basically your entire bond package. And how would this election affect my taxes? Approval of the bond election would lead to an increase on the interest and sinking portion of the tax rate of no more than 6.75 cents, or to put it in layman's terms, $5.63 more per month on a home at a $100,000 value. There is an exemption from this increase for senior citizens who are 65 and older. Your taxes would not increase at all. And if the bond election passes, the tax impact should or will have an incremental increase over a period of 2 to 3 years, so that 6.75 cents could end up being less than that, depending on property values and depending on the phase-in of when these bonds are sold. But the maximum number that it could increase is 6.75. And Willis ISD, myself, will actually host a community meeting to review the bond proposition on Monday, October the 19th at 6 o'clock at the Lynn Lucas Auditorium. Election day is November 3rd, 2015, and early voting begins October 19th through October the 30th. And we'll be right back after a short break.
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine-assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness, injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
Lone Star Internet Radio is now bringing you the weekly business hour show each Monday morning at 11 a.m. My name is Rick Schissler, and I will be your host. Each week we will be bringing you local, area, and national business news that you can use. The program will also feature an interview with a local or national business person who will share their own experiences, successes, and failures in operating their businesses. Our show is for anyone who already owns a business, whether they work solo or have employees. and for those who are thinking about starting their own businesses. A bit of information about myself. Again, my name is Rick Schissler, and I am a Silver Fox advisor who has over 40 years' experience as a serial entrepreneur. As a part of our show, I will offer some advice and encouragement on our monthly topic, and I will take your questions by email at rschissler@silverfox.org or call into the station at 936-647-3776. See you on the radio Monday at 11 a.m. for the weekly business hour.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
Welcome back to Willis ISD's District Dynamic Show, and we're back for our third segment, and our guest today is Athletic Director Coach Eric Ezar. Eric, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, good. We have been off for summer break, first 2 weeks into school, and it is showtime when it comes to sports. So we're going to kind of talk through kind of what we've got going on this fall at Willis High School as well as Brabham and Lynn Lucas, and let's get started with football.
Well, we're really excited about this season. We started off on Friday night. We played Houston Lee and won 73-0. So we're really excited about that. And the way to start off, we scored in 4 different ways in the first quarter. We had 4 first quarter touchdowns. Junior Mark Hector returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns. You don't see that a lot. We also had a punt return. Returned 79 yards by Nick McHenry. So we were off to get started the season really fast out of the gate. So you always want to be able to do that. This Friday night we're going to be playing at home versus Magnolia at 7:30. So we want to have everybody come out and cheer on the Wildcats. We're really excited about the season. We really feel like they got a great chance to make the playoffs this year. And really all of our fall sports. This is probably the first year where we really feel that in all our sports, football, volleyball, tennis, cross country and golf, that we all have an opportunity to make the playoff postseason. So we're excited about that.
That's definitely great. And let's talk a little bit about the football team. I know kind of people who know football know it starts and ends with what you are defensively up front or offensively. And I know we've got all of our offensive linemen coming back. Talk a little bit about the strength of having those guys back.
Well, that's where it all starts. And, watching the game against Houston Lee, it was really fun to watch how we just dominated the interior line on both sides of the ball. When you can do that, you basically dictate in the game what you want to do. If you want to run the ball, you can run the ball. If you want to pass the ball, you get great pass blocking to pass the ball. So it takes away a lot from the defense on what they can stop. If a defensive line is dominating the offensive line and you're on offense, it's going to be hard to run the ball. So then you have to do some stuff that gets out of your comfort zone. So we really feel that with the line we have and a lot of upperclassmen that played a lot last year. And so that's one of the big things about the football team, a lot of returners. And I think that's going to help us to be very successful. And the defensive line played very well against Houston Lee also.
Well, good. Well, we're looking forward to the Friday night matchup with the home opener against Magnolia. And for those of you at home are wondering about homecoming, our homecoming game is October the 9th, and the homecoming parade will be Monday, October the 5th at 6 p.m. So if you want to circle those things on your calendar, they will be here before you know it. And now let's jump into, speaking of successful programs, our volleyball season has started, and we've enjoyed 2 solid years of success, and hopefully this year we want to break down that playoff door. Tell us a little bit about our ladies.
Well, we're starting off just really great. And in a way, they're paralleling the softball team from last spring. They're starting to kind of gel early. The first game or two, they had a lot of young kids as far as mixing in with the older kids, the returners, and they had a few problems. And then after that first week, they have just been on fire. Last weekend, Lady Cats had a successful week at the Leander Vollapalooza that went 7-2. The tournament is filled with big 5A and 6A schools, so we were playing really above our classification. It was a great experience for the Lady Cats. The only teams that we lost to were Waco Midway, who was second overall in the tournament, and Round Rock. We beat great teams such as Austin High, St. Agnes, Liberty Hill, Waller, Hutto, Hyde Park, and New Bronzeville, and we were really excited about that. The offensive leaders for the weekend were Abby Irvine with 78 kills. Ty Johnson had 87 kills. The defensive leader was Chloe York, who's a sophomore. She's really picked it up, and she had 159 digs. Mackenzie Sproba led with assists with a total of 135. And then on Tuesday, we beat Tomball Memorial at home to give us a 21-7 record for the season. So it's almost double the wins we had last year at this point. So we're excited about that. And tonight we play at Spring at 4:30.
Wow, that 7-2 record. That's a lot of volleyball games on a weekend.
I'm telling you.
And I'll tell you another thing. They also played in a very tough Magnolia tournament. So Coach Ferris has done a very good job. And usually, when you've got a team that you've got some confidence in, you want them to be tested before a tough district start, and then also to be battle tested before you get into the playoffs. And I think she's got our girls primed and ready to go.
Well, exactly. And in the area, the Woodlands is probably the measuring stick for a lot of teams. We played them twice and played them tough in that Magnolia tournament. So just that experience of playing against a great team, I think, is going to really take us far.
No, that's good. And some of that is just a belief amongst our girls that they can play with anybody. So next, let's get into Coach Fosmo's cross-country team.
Well, Coach Fosmo always seems to find some runners. It's amazing what he does. He's actually a PE coach down at Turner, and so he finds them young, and so we're really excited about that. He took his cross-country team to the Montgomery Invitational this weekend. The varsity girls finished third in the large school division out of 11 teams, and kind of our star runner this year has been Caden Neeson. She led the Lady Cats to a fourth-place finish. Last year she went to state. And for the last 3 or 4 years, Coach Fosmo's had somebody qualify for the state championships in Austin. So it's been great. We have some new runners. Emeka Sorensen and Olivia Bean were instrumental in the Lady Cat success. Both finished in the top 25. And our boys finished 6 out of 11 teams, with freshman Jamie Vega, top cat, with a 5th-place finish. And then we had some other boys who did just a really good job. So we're excited about the boys are a little bit younger, and so they're starting to really learn how to run. The girls have a little bit more veteran leadership, but we feel like he's getting them both together, so maybe we can make a run at the regional championship.
Yeah, 5th place finish as a freshman is pretty daggum good.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Not bad at all. Well, next we will jump into one other high school sport in tennis.
Well, our tennis team has started off, we're a little bit younger this year, and Coach Kleineke loves to play the real tough teams out of the box, a lot of 6A teams. So we've been playing some really tough opponents. But on Friday, we played one of our 3rd district game, and we played Bryant Rudder and beat them 19-0. So Bryant Rudder didn't even win a match. So a lot of the seasoning that Coach Kleineke got him in the first few weeks of the tennis season is really paying off now. Our overall record is 5-6. And we're 1-2 in district, but we led off with College Station, which is in A&M Consolidated, which is probably the 2 toughest teams in district. So now we're kind of getting into the other teams that we think we can take down. So hopefully we can get another 3rd or 4th place finish, get to the playoffs. And, anything can happen to the playoffs.
No, you're exactly right. Well, good deal. And then also our little guys and gals at 7th and 8th grade in middle school are kicking off with football and volleyball season. How are they looking?
Well, they're doing good. Our volleyball girls scrimmaged each other last week, and so they got to go against each other. And it's always kind of the Battle of Willis, and it's always a lot of fun where the kids who grow up together get to play against each other. And then this Wednesday, our 7th graders are going to scrimmage each other at Yates, and then the 8th graders will be at Brabham. So it'll be Lynn Lucas versus Brabham. They'll get to scrimmage each other, and you know, the kids in the community, that's a big deal because they get to have bragging rights, and that'll hold them till about the 4th or 5th game of the season when we play each other for real. So then they'll get to see each other in church and talk about all that and have a little fun with each other.
Well, good deal. And as we kind of wrap things up, when I moved down 3 years ago, Willis had the tradition of an athletic luncheon that I've never seen anywhere else, and it's a very neat deal for our kids and also for our community, and an excellent way for a particular group to give scholarships to our student athletes. Would you give us a little information about our luncheons?
Well, it's a really great deal. The Masons are the ones who help put them on. We get All-Star Catering to cater the food, and it's a great way to come honor our athletes. But, you know, you can go and have a $8 lunch somewhere, $9 lunch, and just sit there and talk to the person across you. Or on Thursdays, you can come out and hear about all the kids in Willis. And all the proceeds go to scholarships. Last year, the Masons gave almost $4,000 in scholarships. So they give back to what you get. So it's a great deal. This week, we're going to be honoring our football players of the week. And there's going to be probably a highlight video, lots of highlights from this week's game. And then we're going to honor our Lynn Lucas and Brabham 8th grade football team. So we'll bring about 10 selected kids from each group, one the A group and the B group from Brabham and Lynn Lucas. Our menu is always great from All-Star Catering. They have some sour cream chicken enchiladas, charro beans. So if you've had any of that sour cream chicken enchiladas, it's some good stuff. So we'd love for you to come join us. Ticket prices are $10 for adults and students are $4. So we'd love to have you come out. It's a great community event. It's kind of something that's unique to Willis. That's the neatest thing since I moved down here, I think, is having the luncheon where people can come out and really get to know the kids and especially, you know, so it's kind of the hometown hero. So that's a neat deal. No, it's a good deal, and we appreciate you joining us. And if you are in the need for a lunch on a Thursday around noon, please come to the North Montgomery County Community Center and help us have a great lunch and help support our future Wildcats. So thank you very much, and we'll be right back.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
I'm Andrea Kolsky.
And I'm Heather Hall.
You may have heard of Justice being blind.
But what about being blonde?
In our show, Justice is Blonde, we talk about what's going on in Montgomery County at the courthouse behind the scenes.
Hey, Andrea, don't forget about Harris County, too.
And honestly, Heather, nationwide, we cover it all.
Airing every Friday at 11 a.m., you can send in your burning questions to our email, justicesblonde.lonestar@gmail.com.
Or they can look us up on Facebook at Justice is Blonde.
Or they could even call in to the station at 936-647-3776. Although we are discussing the law, we're trying to keep it fun, and we have some awesome guests.
So tune in Friday for some legal fun, laughter, and an hour with the Blantourage.
Hi, this is Erica Tullis, Executive Director of the Breast Cancer Charities of America. The Breast Cancer Charities of America is a national nonprofit organization with our headquarters in the Woodlands, Texas. We focus on non-invasive breast cancer research and helping the true patient that is going through breast cancer. Through our Help Now Fund, we help women pay the rent and utilities while going through their breast cancer treatment. It's unlike any other program that truly is out there. We are here to help the woman. Our phone number is 936-231-8460. For more information or to get involved or to even make a donation, please visit our website, www.igopink.org.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoors Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
Welcome back to Willis ISD's District Dynamics Show for September 9th, and we're going to wrap things up like always with our upcoming events. Things never slow down for our district, and as we're gearing up for the start of the fall, these are exciting times. And we'll start off with Wednesday, actually tonight, September 9th, is our regular meeting of the Willis ISD Board of Trustees at 6 o'clock at the Cargill Education Support Center at 204 West Rogers there in Willis. Thursday, September 10th, Cannon Elementary is celebrating Grandparents' Day with a variety of activities, while Metter Elementary will be hosting a family night. Friday, September 11th, as we said earlier, we'll be host our home opener for varsity football at Burton A. Yates Stadium at 7:30. Willis High School will host the ACT test on Saturday, September the 12th. Parmley Elementary will host their open house at 5:30 on Tuesday, September 15th, while Cannon will do the same on Thursday, the 17th. Saturday, September the 19th, the Willis High School class of 2016 will hold a Let's Glowing Walkathon from 7 to 11 p.m. at Willis High School. Monday, September 21st, Willis High School will hold an open house from 5:30 to 7 with a class of 2018 parent meeting to start at 7:30. And Tuesday, September 29th, Montgomery County College Fair at Lone Star Convention Center, 6:30 to 8:30 at Lone Star Convention Center there in Conroe. And on Thursday, October 1st, Metter Elementary hosts their open house at 5:30. I mentioned earlier, our homecoming parade is Monday, October the 5th. And Willis ISD will host a community meeting to review the bond proposition on Monday, October 19th at 6 o'clock at the Lynn Lucas Auditorium. Remember to get connected and stay connected. For everything Willis ISD, check out our websites, download our app, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Embrace the digital world of Willis ISD. We'd like to thank you for joining us. We're excited about having another outstanding school year here as we get ready for 2015-16. We've got over 7,000 kids. We've got a great staff and a great community. Come out and be a part of everything that's Willis ISD. Have a great day.